Okay, so for revision, maybe you need to write as fast as you can, or you need to play teamwork. Means sometimes I will flip the answer very fast. So I won't send you the PowerPoint slides for revision. So need to play teamwork and okay. So we start with the first revision, first chapter. Okay, so your question, your task one will cover management models and role as responsibilities for the project management. Cover these two. Okay, let's go into the first revision. Okay, so this revision actually I extract from the project management certification program. All these questions actually they are exam question for those sit for the professional project management certification. Right. So let's look at the first one. Look at the overview. First question, the potential benefit of effective project management is what? What is your guess? Is your guess? Again, this is project management, so it's not like engineering, very engineering things. You can take as like a moral class or things. It's a concept things. So what is the benefit? What do you think? Okay, communication. What else? What else? What benefit? If you have a very good project management, what is the benefit? You can think as your role as your project manager. What is your main role? Your resources. Okay. What else? Cost reduction. Cost, right? Then what else? Time. Time. Yeah. So I'll give you all. So is when you have effective, it means you have a clear identification of responsibilities. You know what you should do. Right. So when you have a clear, effective project management, no matter whoever left the boss left in the middle of the process, then you're still able to run it. Okay, still able to run it. Okay. Number two, I think there are lots. There are lots. I give you all these things. Okay, so you can put in the points for. You don't need to continue to do reporting because you didn't know your job. So you minimize the reporting, continuous reporting. Time that you mentioned, right? Time limit, constraint. Then you can do the methods for trade-off analysis, like what you need to let go and so on. Measurement of accomplishment with the plan. So there's a monitoring for the projects, right? So these are the potential benefits. Okay. Important is a keyword. You just elaborate if this kind of question come up. Right. Do anyone takes for your friend just now, the extra one? Is it that one for him? Or Number two, describe how to use the project management methodology. They benefit an organization, impact, success, axis in achievement. It means that why we need project management methodology. Okay, so I give you the answer also They have a lot The first question have a lot The question also involve. You can see the problems, make solution, future planning, do estimation, and then you can make decision whether you can meet the customer requirement or not. Okay. Okay. Number two is how to use the benefit the things. So I also give you the answer. Okay, give the answer. So it means that if you if you have the way of doing things, then you're able to do control changes, improve quality, reduce risk. Okay. So you memorize 3 lah. You can control the changes, improve the quality, reduce risk. So for project management kind of question, normally you look for keyword lah. So this question, it asks you benefit of organization, organization success, how project management can help you to achieve the objective. So you just elaborate on that lor. So what is organization success? 3 things: time, cost, and quality. So how you benefit these 3 things by using project management? You improve quality, reduce risk, then do estimation. Okay. The third one, the list of the factors that are commonly known as competing demand. This one is not in our slides. So what is competing demands? Is that you can the things that make you become a good competitor. Good competitor. So I give you all this lah. Okay. So it's still the same, remaining the same 3 points: cost, time, and the objective or your quality, resources. Okay. Does everyone get the things? I thought I print 12. Think, is it 12? 12 over here. Okay. Who didn't get it? Oh, there's one. Okay. It's not here. Wei Kang, Xin Kang here. Zhou Xian not here. Okay. Sign your attendance. Tanesh not here. Tanesh not here. Okay. Okay, pass to them. Because I thought I print 12. Why I only like. Check if you don't take extra things. Never mind. Okay. We continue. So these are the factors knowing as a competing demand. Demand, like what customer want to bargain with you every time they give you a project. They will talk about cost, they talk about time, talk about the job scope, quality, and how you manage your risk and what are resources you have. So these are the factors that you can get customers lah. Like so how you sell your projects and so on. All right. So you can talk about costs, you can cut costs, you can like for example, my previous company doing precision metal stamping, we are very good in schedule. We deliver ahead always. So then our quality also the best in the market. Of course, we cannot bargain on cost because we are in a high quality. So cost and quality, they are a contradicting factor. You want high quality, you cannot have low cost one. Only have a high cost. Unless you have a good resources, you have very expensive machine, you already invested in the equipment that able to produce in a low cost but high quality. But the money will go somewhere, right? No lah, it can be, these are the suggested answer. It can be more than this, but as long as it makes sense. As long as it makes sense. Okay. So question number 4, what factor may be considered to be effectively or reliably indicate successful completion of projects? So this one also very open question. It just tell you that define what is successful projects. Also time, cost, quality, and customer requirement. So this 4 you elaborate lah. So these are the example, not necessary is a fixed answer. I'll give you all lah. Okay. So first, successful project customer is important. So they happy, customer happy, customer certified. Of course, when you write your answer in your test or final, don't write in the way you don't write in the way that in your normal talking. Write in the essay form lah, like a proper format like customer satisfaction and all this. Employee satisfaction, then minimal change of your scope work. This one is you can look at internal or external. External is more on your customers. Internal can more on the job scope, team member, how you work with the team member. Then this is the quality, the quality of the products. This is another way of saying that you are producing a good quality of products or services. On time, add on business mean add value. I give it add value. So no disruption of operation and so on. It's not limited to all this, but it's circle around the definition of project success. What is a successful project? Then you elaborate on the 4 points. Okay. For example, cost. Cost you can take. You can elaborate on the finance, maximize the use of resources and so on. Time, deliver on time, produce in the optimum period. Quality, you can also talk about reducing waste, minimum waste produced in your process, also can be. Then the last one is the quality or requirement of the customers. So of course, customers happy, satisfaction is important. So basically, lots of this answer is keep repeating and recycling. You just put it in another way, saying it. Okay. Number 5, in any organization, the organization structure itself may create internal communication barrier. Means gap lah. So there's lots of gap. So there is one chapter in our slides, not one section in our slides, that how island is created. How island is created. So there's a pyramid diagram, right? So there are 3 pyramid diagrams. So that is the gap lah, management gap, functional gap, operation island. The diagram. This one covered in our lecture. This gap and barrier may result in conflicts and efficiencies and lower productivities. Describe some of the cause of this gap and how the gap can be effectively minimized. So this one, all of you are been the workspace before. It's just elaborate lah, like you can use your imagination, but be realistic on the reason. So what do you think? How this gap can be formed? What caused the gap? Cause the gap? Rank. Rank can cause gap one. How the rank is can create gap? You elaborate lah. How? Yes, maybe, but how? How the gap can form? What caused the gap? Rank can be a very good defined responsibilities, but in what way? If the rank goes wrong, right? What makes the goes wrong become a good thing, become bad thing? Okay, so that one also can, because of very strong hierarchy, right? Then how to minimize? If Frank, if that situation happened in the company, then how you minimize? How? Because the situation already happened. Then you as a HR, you as a project manager, how you reduce the gap? They already don't want to talk to each other, or there's a minimum already. You cannot go and talk to them. You have to talk to each other. Cannot. So how? How you improve the communication? How? Huh? Buy them food. That is temporary fix. Yeah. The point you can summarize as clear organization chart or clear responsibility. Means a clear cut of that one, or like, because can be a seniority, somebody who is so senior inside there, then sometimes the influence is there. So sometimes you need to the correct person, and then sometimes you need some strategy to balance the influence. Okay, what else? This is an open-ended question. It asks you to describe some. Some means more than one. So what else? Because the gap can be formed. There are two, right? One is functional gap. One is horizontal one. One is a management gap. One is functional gap. Management gap means level. Then you plus the horizontal, you get island. There's a diagram. So what makes you can elaborate on one, elaborate on one, elaborate on one. You solve this one, you solve this one, you narrow the island. So just now is the management gap. Just now the example that give by yours is management gap. So what else? What about functional? How you close the gap between the two unit or two departments? Sometimes functional they don't have conflict of interest. They just jaga their own department. How you make them interact? Huh? Team building temporary only lah. What else? I mean, we are talking about like working together for the next 5 years. How you make finance people work with the production people? How you that one also can solve because the physical interaction, right? What else? Regular meetings, actually, when you go to work later, you will hate meetings. You will want to have as minimum meeting as you can. If you put more meeting, man, you create trouble there. Because you don't want to waste your time on the meetings. Meeting is just reporting and then make decision. But traditionally, you keep reporting very lengthy, reporting, then at the end, no decision one. Okay. What else? What are the gaps? How can I give you answer? So there are a few things that you can elaborate from the question. You can solve on the internal communication barrier, and then you try to think like what actually communication barrier can happen. Can someone from US have a different culture and another staff from maybe another part of the world? They work in the same office. Then this one will form because of the cultural and the language. For example, you put someone from China in India, and then you put India in the China company, so like culture shock. Like the language also cannot talk, then English also sometimes cannot works. Then if you are a technical guy, you know China, all language is China one. If you're Europe, lots of the equipment. If you're from German language lah. So how you like work together if the machine is imported from, let's say, the boss like to import things from China, and then your engineer is from maybe from India, from Malaysia, for example. Malaysia is still okay because we still have Chinese, but let's say very extreme case, you import equipment from China, but your setup company, for example, in Indonesia, then it's a bad situation. Okay. The communication barrier, you try to like think like what actually can trigger the communication barrier? What actually stop the communication? Language is the first thing, culture, then traditional, your culture, your company culture. Okay. Management gap also can be company culture, or there's unclear of organization chart. Means this person may be holding too many position already, overlapping, then it's unclear. Then communication breakdown. Functional gap maybe because of the previous experience, or the resources always go to this department one. Then other department also feel demotivated. So some of that lah. Okay. So these are the things. Okay. So you have culture, hierarchy, and protection of area of responsibility. This one is the technical word is turfish. You can look for the turfish. I think I have. Okay. It's like a turf lah. Turf. You know the pulling rope between two body. Right. It's a conflict. Right. There's a conflict there. Means they don't want to let go of their influence sometimes. They don't want to let go of the authority or decision-making authority in some projects. For example, finance and R&D department. So finance, they have to understand. If they don't understand, real finance, sometimes they look at the year-end ROI or things, right? They look at the growth of the company in numbers. But R&D, they need to buy expensive machine because they're developing new prototypes and all this. So they need to try out new things. But when you try out new things, finance department, they don't have the data. So sometimes they will request for quotation and all this. So it will take some long time. But for R&D, they need to make the product very, very fast. So they take time, then drag, then like that lah. So R&D blame finance blame R&D. You're not following my procedure. It's not conflict of interest. It's like there's no balance. They need to find a balance point between how to make the things work. Because finance have their finance concern, and then to follow a certain procedure. But R&D, they want to make the prototypes. So sometimes when you make new prototype, there's no data in the company, so they need finance will request for more information. Hey, feed me more information so I can release the funding to you, or I can talk to CEO and so this, right? It's like sometimes you need to negotiate lah. Like okay, now I help you, then later you help me. Okay. So this one you elaborate on the culture, you elaborate on the location of that company also will affect. Because it's a franchise, for example, Malaysia company, you go to China, go to India, so the way you manage also different. Competition among managers also works, right? So, for example, there's a season where the CEO say, "Oh, now I'm going to choose my successor," or I'm going to we're going to have a VP, new VP coming out. So it depends on your performance for this year. And then all the department manager will compete lah. Wow, they will try to like do a lot of things, create new system and all this. So sometimes creating new system is good for one department, but it's not good for another one. So it's like everyone to do something, but at the end, everyone is doing a lot of things. Like because it's linked, interlinked. So because of competition from among the managers. What else? Different priorities. What else? Unclear, failure, communicate. There are a lot. Appropriate organization chart. Okay. Okay. This one. Oh, this one I give you answer already. Okay. So number 6, what is the term of stakeholders? Stakeholders is anyone directly involved in the projects. And they can affect the result of the projects, either positive or negative. Okay. Okay. So what are the stakeholders? For example, a project manager, project team, sponsors, suppliers, customers. So it can be stakeholders, can be internal and external. Okay, then number 7, describe the purpose or meaning the term project management. So this one is the definition. So the project management is the application of these 3 things: knowledge, skill, tools, to achieve project requirement. So stakeholders and project management. Okay, what are the 5 major project management process group? 5 major process group. Give you the answer. So these are the process management, project management process. So I did tell you like what is the difference between maturity process and normal project process. So don't write the embryotic decision and all this with this one. Don't confuse with this one. These are the 5. You start, you plan, you execute, monitoring, and close. Describe at least three factors that might influence customer perception of the project success. This one I think you can elaborate also. You as a customers, what can influence you to make decision? What do you think? That is a successful project. What 3 factors? It can be more than 3 factors. You elaborate on the success definition. Okay, quality, time, and so on. So basically, elaborate on the four main points: time, cost, quality, and your requirement. Means successful. The last point requirement is that what customer want, you achieve lah. You give what customer want lah. Okay. So quality is there. Safety is more on the. It depends. Safety sometimes is a internal process. Again, customer here, it can be internal and external customer. Don't limit the definition of customer only to the end user. Customer here can be you, project manager, to somebody that is receiving your services. within the company. Okay, elaborate on that lah, the three keywords there. As long as you write the keyword here lah. How long your sentence, it doesn't matter. As long as you mention quality, you mention time, safety, and so on. But usually we will not ask you more than three one. So time, cost, quality, and customer requirement. Number 10, explain why establishing a good daily work relationship with functional manager or line manager is important to project success. And this is a very important responsibility of a PM, project manager. Why? Why? What is the responsibility of the project manager? What is your goal, or what is your, how people judge you are a good project manager? So what you need to do to make sure you deliver a successful project? Establish why you need talk to functional group, or why you need to what you need to what is the what does the functional manager have that make you need to communicate with them? They must have something you need to communicate from them, that you need to communicate, right? You as a project manager. Why you need to build relationship? There must be something that they can give you, right? Influence. You use a stronger words. Influence is like, okay lah, I talk to you, then you make decision yourself lah. Influence. What does the function manager they have? They can help you to. They can give you so that you can do your job, or make sure your project is success. Resources. Okay, resources what? Okay, functional manager, they are holding authority on the resources. They are the one who hold the authority, whether they want to loan you this machine, or they can loan you this stuff. They can even decide the cost for the projects, because they are the one who hiring the staff. Let's say operation, they can decide, I need five operator. They are the one who decide, and not project manager who decide. You are the one who collect information, then you do analysis, then you tell the big boss, can we proceed or not? This is we successful, we meet our date. You monitor the project. Okay. So this question 10, it actually asks to actually they want to test whether you understand what is the functional manager job scope, or what are the authority that allow functional manager to decide. Yeah. So why? Because they have resources. Because they have resources. Functional manager, they have resources, and then they are an expert in their area. So they know what to do. As for example, you are project manager. You need somebody in finance. You need them to give you a budget. So finance, they are expert in finance. You are not. You want to collect the report only. So production floor also. Production floor, you want them to produce things, or R&D department, you want them to produce products that meet the customer requirement. For example, customer want like your EDP project lah. You want to do the test rig, right? So you must you have an expert in that electronic parts, programming part. You mix because you are communication with human. So when you have good relationship, sometimes you can push the project a bit earlier, and also you can use resources more than what you expected. Sometimes they just because you are friend, so they, okay, like you can I can help you lah, I can help you. Last time when I managed a projects, I was rushing to deliver the project to German, and the date before the delivery is Chinese New Year. Means I need to let's say Chinese New Year is February, end of February, but my delivery date is after Chinese New Year, like very chun after that. So my production must run on during the Chinese New Year, so that I can deliver it to my customer. So that time, because I'm very good in talking to people, you imagine like your age lah, like 20 something, you work in a factory that, and then the production floor manager like 40, 50 years old. So if you have a good communication skill, people will help you. So that time, my production manager helped me. Say, hey, Ang, don't worry. I will station my operator to help you. Even they can come on Saturday and Sunday. But then they rush. Then they, at the end, eventually, I managed to send the products on time to the customers. And then we won the projects also because we deliver in front of our date before our competitors. Okay. So explain the word integration. You as a project manager, your job is to integrate project management. Describe main roles, responsibilities of project manager during plannings and execution. This one I also give you the answer. Okay, the word here is that project component and planning, they are integrated. Component and planning, they are integrated. And so then the project activity so the first line here is the definition of integration. They are interrelated. Then they describe the main role and responsibilities is to make sure you coordinate. You coordinate and make sure you communicate well with the functional unit or okay, number 12. Define typical roles of functional managers. Again, it asks you what is the role of functional managers. Describe at least 3 challenges that a functional manager may encounter in an organization that engage in management of multiple projects. Now you put your shoes in the functional managers, and now you are in the company who have lots of projects. What is the challenges that you might face? You as a functional manager. Again, this what is again you think about the authority, what resources of a functional manager have. What are the challenges you as a functional managers when you have multiple projects running? What are the challenges? or what trouble that you're going to face if you're in a company who have a lots of projects? In what way? Okay. So intersect, so it's not a conflict, but it's what? It's not a conflict. Actually, it's not a conflict. It might be a clash of let's say same material. Same material, just buy more material. Ma. There's no conflict. But let's say you only have like 10 tons of steel inside there, and you have multiple projects running. Let's say you are in the automotive industry, you are the functional manager of creating the body of the cars, right? The chassis for the car. You oversee all the models inside the companies. So what challenges you have if you have multiple projects? Let's say automotive industry. Or in construction, maybe in construction, you are the functional manager who jaga the excavator or something. And your company have lots of project you want to dig hole here and there. What are the challenges? So what is that? What is that? Elaborate that in words. What is that? No wasting time. Actually, not wasting time. You're actually doing work, so not wasting time. So, what is constraint? What is your constraint? Resources is your constraint, right? What else? Again, 3 point lah. Project success, you got like 4 point, right? So what are challenges in cost? In cost way, in cost term, what are the challenges you have if you have run in the multiple projects? You as a functional manager, not functional managers. Let's say you are the production managers. You oversee production process inside the companies, and you look at the cost things. What is the challenges when it comes to cost if you run multiple projects? Let's say finance give you this month you only can use 500 million, but you have multiple projects. So the cost wise, you need what? What are the challenges? Your limited resource, limited cost to what? Distribute among the multiple projects. Cost you finish already, then you settle already. Then next one, time. Time is your next challenges. So elaborate on that time. Multiple project, you need to integrate or not integrate, but you need to plan your production process very carefully. For example, excavator, you need to plan like from one place to another place. What happen if let's say you have 5 excavator, let's say one of the excavator broke down. What is your plan? So the time, then time, cost, and the quality. Can you control the quality if you have multiple projects? So the QA system is different from one company to another, one customer to another customers. Maybe this customer one small hole, this location, another customer one bigger hole, this location. So your test jig, everything, your jig, everything need to change. And you only have that limited factory floor. So you want to change the jig at the correct time. If not, then the flow will block and then the parts will just block there. Because you need to change the thing. So the accumulate, the parts will accumulate at that, then become a block for your traffic already. Okay, so number 13, How can a project manager ensure that he establish or maintain effective collaboration relationship with the sponsor and project effective? So these are the answer, right? So you as a project manager, you always establish expectation. What do you expect, right? What is the customer expectation? What is the customer requirement? So you ask all these question like what actually you need, what and then quantify it, right? So how you communicate? Are you able to communicate online, or you want me to always meet you in person? Physical, I need to go to your office and report to you, and so on. Escalation procedures. This one is a backup plan. Then planning process, methodology, and clear objective. Okay, so these are the skill set or how project manager make sure there is a effective relationship with the sponsor and executive. This one is with your sponsor and executive, means with the decision makers. Okay, how you can make sure you have a clear effective communication or relationship with the sponsors, things that are people that can make decision. Okay, number 14 is an open-ended question also. So cause and effect question. Project is unique and there are many common issues experienced by PM and the team. Referring to a list of cause and effect, match two causes to each effect and explain why they are two chosen. So for example, your hands out, there are lots of effect. So I think more than 6 or 7. So late completion activities, you need to put in two cause here. Where is the cause? You pick anyone from A to O. Pick two, put here. Then use your imagination to explain how you handle this one or why you think that these two are here. For example, late completion activities. Again, there's no exact right or wrong answer. For this one, there's no right or wrong answers. Late completion activities, it can be anyone, anything, any reason from here. For example, late completion of activities, I can pick conflicting priorities and wrong person assigned as a project manager. A to O is all the reason for it can be fit in anywhere here. Then you explain why you think that this is the reason. It's an open-ended question. Okay. Okay. So 15. In addition to the role of integrator and coordinator, describe other roles and responsibility of the project manager expected from. How many questions for chapter 1? 20 something. Or 22. Okay, then we go very fast. So role of integrator and coordinator. So you have class of this, no, right? Class no. Okay. So the additional role as a project manager. So you hold accountable to the project. You need to communicate between project team, sponsor, executive, and other role like team building, conflict manager. You become coach, mentor, facilitator, and so on. Motivator. Number 16, project manager often challenged to influence functional managers who may have multiple projects. This one seemed like the previous question. To deal with any or may be forced to compete with other project manager in the same organization for resources. Explain how the project manager can improve relationship with functional managers and influence them so that they can help you. So of course, buy them things, all these things. Buy them Starbucks, all these things. Okay. So there are things. So the proposed answer for this one is listening and understanding the priorities of the functional managers. Means you go and understand what actually the functional manager they needs now, or how's their schedule now, what are their constraints. Then you work closely with to meet their current situation. You listen, you collect information, then you try to understand what actually happened. Then you only talk to them. Okay. 17, relationship between manager, project sponsor, blah, blah, blah. What action can be taken by the project manager to ensure that a strong supportive relationship exists within manager and project sponsor? This one with the sponsor. What can you do? So this one, again, they just now got like a few things between the thing, right? The question like 15 or 14. Ask you the how you communicate, right? This one. Actually, it's an elaboration of this question. I think 13. This one. With the sponsor, right? 13. So you elaborate lah on that. So 17 is establish expectation as clearly as you can between the sponsors. So sponsor, if top level, they are decision makers. So as long as you meet their requirement, actually they are your customers, right? So as long as you know what they expect from you, you meet what they want, then you okay. So this is a project according to project management reference book. This is the textbook project definition. So they are the temporary endeavor to create product, service, or results. Okay. Three component are talent triangular. What is that? So talent triangular, they are focused on these three things. So if you're taking project management certificate, these are the three things that always they ask. So under PMI or Product Management Institute, talent triangular means the three main point in the project management: technical, leadership, and business skill. These three. Okay, leadership, technical, and business skill. 20, any organization. This one is project methodology. Describe at least 3 obstacles and to overcome them. So okay, so this is a triangular that is proposed, and on the right hand side is they upgrade, not upgrade lah, but they change to a new version to a power skill, business acumen, and the way of working. It's still the same, like technical, they change the elaboration become way of working, leadership become power skill, strategy, business management become business acumen. It's still the same 3 things. So the question 20, you look at complexity, structure, and changing environment. Okay. So this is on the project management methodology. So obstacles is complexity, organization structure, and changing requirement. You as a project manager, you don't want your customer always change requirement, because your requirement will affect the functional managers, how they do their works. Okay, I think this is the last slides. The project manager responsibility to coordinate and integrate activities. Integration activity performed by project manager include what? So these are the suggestions. These are the 3 words. Develop, execute, make changes. Okay. You develop the plan, execute the plan, and make changes to the plan. Ultimate roles of project sponsor. They provide support to the project personnel, either internal or external. They behind the screen, means they give support. Okay, so we conclude chapter 1 revision.